evening and welcome to the McGonigal podcast, America's stupidest podcast. And tonight it's been doubly stupid. We had car trouble, we had technical problems, but somehow we're fighting on. We're fighting on. Not like anybody misses this when not three guys with no lives. Who's missing this? But it's great to be here tonight, folks, on the McGonigal podcast. We have a great panel tonight, two great comedians. On my right, Roger Weaver is here. We thank Roger for coming out. And on my left, 2 weeks in a row, Jason Hazelwood is here.
Back by popular demand.
Back by popular demand and car trouble. But yeah, we're glad to have these guys here. I know it's going to be a great panel. We thank Ed for getting us on the air. He's doing a great job. All right, right now, I guess we'll start it off. What the hell? I got nothing else to do now. We're gonna be all set through all this. You might as well do a podcast. What the hell? All right, we'll start it off. I'm glad we have somebody from Jersey here tonight. We'll start with the drones. Drones flying in the air. Roger, have you seen any drones over your house?
I live in the woods, so I don't see a lot of the sky, but I've heard a lot about it, and I hear people talking, and like I've heard crazy things, and I heard people at work talking about it, and they said, "Oh, I heard that they were releasing this gas," and then the next day it was foggy, and so they're like, "That's how the conspiracy theories are." And then I said, "These people are nuts." And then the next day I heard that our congressman from New Jersey, Jeffrey and Drew, said they were coming from an Iranian mothership. So I felt bad for feeling my coworkers were stupid when the congressman, I think, was just
like Iran could ever have that kind of technology.
Yeah,
Iran's going to have drones. And the thing is, you said you live in the woods. I'll bet people looking at this podcast, looking at all three of us, said, I'll bet all three of those guys live in the woods. I bet there's three guys who live in the woods right there. Yeah. Which so you would have won money on that.
Right.
It's the three guys who live in the woods podcast.
Jason lives in a cave, but the rest of us live in the woods. Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think about the drones? I'm hoping it's the Chinese government. Because if they're stupid enough to spy on Jersey, they're not scary as we think we are. I mean, they're spying on Jersey. Who's going to spy on New Jersey?
I love that there's a mothership. Like that, yeah. Iraq now has a mothership. Like the whole thing, like it is Space Invaders, right? Like because there's a bunch of guys in Jersey who are going to go out there and start shooting them down. Right. You know.
But yeah, that's probably not a smart thing to do. They're going to land on somebody's house or land on somebody's car. Shooting them down is probably good, but it's Jersey, so why would we let anything smart get in the way of anything? Why would that stop anybody? What do you think? I don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. What do you have any theories on what all these drones are?
Well, first of all, I think anytime something gets in the press and like there's sightings, suddenly everyone's seeing something like in the sky, and they're like, there's a light, and there's a plane, and there's this, and there's a star.
Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon.
So I think most of the sightings are probably not even drones, but I'm not saying it's all imagined or all fake. I'm just saying a lot of the sightings are probably fake. But yeah, I would guess it's probably some sort of government thing that they're not going to tell us about until
you would think
40 or 50 years from now when there's a Freedom of Information Act or something.
Even that, they won't release half of it like with the Kennedy assassination. We still haven't found that out in 60 years, so we'll never find out with it. Do you have any theory on what they are, Jason?
Well, they're saying they're as big as cars.
Some people are saying they're like SUVs, which I get. Like SUVs aren't a pain in the ass enough on the ground. I don't any.
Right. So I have no idea. It's crazy though. I don't think it's anything. I think there's some hobbyists that have drones and they were doing it, and now there's probably copycats, like because they're getting attention, they're putting more up. They found one that was like 6 foot large, like on a dock in Jersey somewhere, that was just some company made it for like weather stuff. You know, like there's so many drones in the air that it's nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing, but I mean, it's just. Yeah, I think that people, like Roger said, people want to get in on the act. Then now they see a plane, they say, "Oh, that's a drone," and they see anything, they see a star. That looks like a drone, and now everybody says mass hysteria.
It's mass hysteria.
It's like when people thought the Japanese were attacking Los Angeles in the 40s.
Yes,
and there were all these people would say there were no Japanese ships anywhere near Los Angeles.
There was no Japanese mothership off the coast.
But there would be reports all over the place that there were Japanese ships in the Pacific Ocean, and there never were. So.
I like how people say the government needs to make a statement and tell people what's going on, as if like if people like nowadays, if people heard a statement from the government, they say, "Oh, I'm glad that cleared it up." I believe that now.
They no way would they believe it. No matter what statement they put out, they wouldn't believe it. No. So what's the point? But I mean, it is to me. If the Chinese government was stupid enough to come to Jersey, but then you think, well, we can beat them in a war. They're going to Jersey. They think Jersey's an important place. We'll be able to take them out, but.
but maybe you need to do your podcast and make it like a War of the Worlds. Like
How
War
cool-
of
how
the
cool would
Worlds
that be?
was,
Yes.
was wildly popular.
Especially if we
Let's
couldn't
just-
get it on the air for half an hour. That was really scare people.
Well, that's probably it ties into the Jersey thing. First War of the Worlds in history. In Jersey,
War of the World
so,
was in
yeah.
Jersey.
Yes.
It's like, where was it? Like Lakewood or no? Something. Where the hell was it? Where they had where the War of the Worlds was. Where they
Well,
said-
I mean, it was a
wait,
fake, it was a fake project.
Right, but he was, but Orson
But
Welles
right.
was actually saying they were landing.
Oh, right, somewhere. I'm not
forget
sure.
what
Yes,
the town
yes,
it was.
yes.
Well, on
They
the
were actually
radio,
coming in. Yes.
Yeah, he was saying they were landing somewhere. And the
Somewhere in New
Hindenburg was
Jersey.
also in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Hindenburg.
Lakehurst. That was
Lakehurst, New
yes.
Jersey.
Oh,
So,
humanity.
so now we're 3 for 3. You got War of the Worlds, the thing, and Chris,
And Roger
and
in
the
the
drums.
Woods.
There you go.
Christie on the beach. It's nothing but disaster. The New York Jets football season. It's nothing but
Yes.
disasters in New Jersey.
Yes.
Nothing. So I guess another thing we had to talk about. We had to talk about Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione. I feel sorry for Ted Bundy. He lost his title as most handsome murderer. I mean, for decades, Ted Bundy was the sexy murderer. Now this guy takes over. What do you been following this Luigi thing, Jason? What do you think?
The thing that's crazy to me, and I haven't seen it getting a lot of press, but his family owns nursing homes. Like the Mangione family, like they own nursing homes. Like if there's ever anyone that
Who was ripping people off? It's people who run nursing homes.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
He should have been shooting his own family instead of shooting that guy.
So these people who are getting like his name tattooed on them, and they're like, he's our hero. When they start finding out, how many people his family's responsible for.
That's funny. His family owns nursing homes. I mean, but it is a crazy story, isn't it? I mean, you found us when they caught him at the McDonald's.
Yes, he was eating hash browns.
Hash browns, which are really healthy if you're mad about the health industry. Hash
Right, it was
browns
almost like a murder-suicide situation. But the thing that struck me, which I didn't know before this, was how many of my friends, especially like liberal friends, are pro-assassination. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I wouldn't have guessed that. Because they're all like overjoyed about this guy, and they're like celebrating. And first of all, like they must be a lot more into the news than I am. I don't know healthcare officials. I'd never heard of this guy. Like they're talking about like this guy had it coming. He's been on a hit list for like decades.
Nobody ever. You're right. Nobody ever heard of the guy. Never said he had it coming.
And now everyone said, oh, he deserved it. And like, how do you even know who he is? Obviously, I'm sure he was not a great guy, but yeah, I'm going to state here for the record on this podcast, I am against murder and no matter how unseemly or how many times he's denied health care to other people or whatever.
Roger, we were the first prominent Democrat that denounced assassins. It's about time. It's about time. But my thing is, you don't have to kill these CEOs. You could just shoot them in the leg. You can you can send a message. Just wing them. Don't get the message. That's all you have to do.
Just hurt him enough that he needs to get health care, and then it gets denied.
Yes.
And then you'd be like,
make him go into the system.
I was thinking it would be
effectively the same thing.
If his family tried to get an autopsy and they told him, no, you can't, you have to 3 referrals from your doctor to get an autopsy, that would have been perfect.
Out of network.
You're out of network. You can't get an autopsy here.
Right.
But the thing I'm loving is that McDonald's, where he got caught, people are now going on Yelp and giving the McDonald's 1-star reviews for being snitches.
Yeah.
Is there a McDonald's that doesn't get a 1-star review, or don't they all get 1-star review?
Right. They're pretty consistent, I think.
I don't know.
I think that's an up, right?
Yeah.
They weren't getting any stars. At least now they're getting 1.
I don't know any McDonald's that Gordon Ramsay's walking into and going, "This is fantastic." This is the whole damn. You're not going to ruin McDonald's reputation.
Well, now and the one in Altoona is like a celebrity spot too. You can go get your picture taken where the guy was eating his.
What's more famous, the one in out on Street Row where Trump was working for which Pennsylvania McDonald's is more famous now?
That's a good question. Yes.
And that one got a bunch of 1-star reviews after that.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they were furious with letting Trump work there. But that's so funny. You're right. How do you even know this? So many people are pro-assassination. You wouldn't have guessed that so many people were being
surprising to me
outside of the rap community. You figure you see it in the rap community.
Yeah.
But the healthcare.
Right. East Coast versus West Coast versus West Coast healthcare officials.
The Democrats, the liberals generally will go, look, murder's wrong. But it's always like, it's terrible. This is a wrong situation. But I kind of see it. No?
That's what they should do in Philly, the gangbangers. The next time they get caught, they said, murder's wrong, but and they come up with a whole explanation why the guy was asking for it. I mean, as far as asking for it, you could pretty much use that excuse. Anybody you shoot, right? You could
Right.
was asking for it.
Yeah.
That can't be a legal defense.
Right. Like as if, he's guilty already. He should be shot like that. We don't need to have any sort of like trial or anything. Like its whole legal system, basically everything our country is based on, going back to like the Code of Hammurabi, we were just like throwing out, this guy deserved it. Yeah.
That is a riot that people are actually supporting. And these women, anytime some woman, these women who are saying how hot he is and how sexy, the next time a woman says, I just want a good man.
Yeah.
I just want to find a good, give her a finger, because she doesn't mean it.
No,
she wants the sexy killer with the abs. That's what she wants. It's all bullshit.
Right.
No, I just want a good man.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of good men. You could be dating a plumber down the street, but you want the killer. So I don't think you want a good man.
No.
I'm pretty sure that's not true. But what do you think Luigi will get? Do you think he'll get the death penalty or life in prison? What do you think will happen, Luigi? Probably get like insanity or something and go.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow through some chain of events that he doesn't get whatever, not released maybe, but like yes,
you might get guilty and with an insanity thing and go away to like a facility for 20 years or something like a John Hinckley. Maybe he'll get out and start playing guitar like John Hinckley. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe he's got some great songs like Hinckley.
The jury's going to be picked in Manhattan, right?
Right.
And it only takes one.
Oh,
right.
It only takes one person to go, I can't convict him. And he'll basically walk free.
Yeah, only takes one pro-assassination person to be on that jury.
The
and oh boy.
Internet is full of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's going to be a tough jury. So I'm listening to NPR the other day, which, don't I look like the average NPR listener?
Yeah.
I listen to more than you think, surprisingly. So there's a woman on there and they were talking about people who are overweight, people who are heavy. And she said, you should never use the word obese in front of a heavy person. Obese is like the N-word to heavy. She said, obese is like the N-word to heavy people.
Okay.
Would you feel?
I think that there is only one N-word. Like when somebody's like, it's the N-word. No, the reason that you can relate it to the N-word is because everyone knows that the N-word is horrible. Like there is no N-word for the F-word for gays. There is no N-word for fat people. There's an N-word.
But it was the first time NPR ever made me laugh. I'll give it that back. Terry Gross is funny sometimes, but not that often. But I mean, the N-word for heavy people. I think you got this where we are now. Obese is the N-word. To me, the N-word for heavy people is non-responsive because they're eventually going to find you non-responsive on a couch if you keep eating.
Right.
But would you call it the N-word, Roger? Was that something you would come to mind?
No. I kind of thought, and this shows how crazy I am, that like the obese was like the medical term, like the doctor's office with a chart or something would say like obese or
so it was retarded.
Apparently not.
There's going to be a lot of doctors getting canceled if they use that obese word. Don't say it.
Meanwhile, you're just throwing it around like crazy. I'm the only one at this table who can say that word.
Good thing I don't have a career. I might be in trouble. I've always said I can't be canceled because I've never been activated in the first place. So I can. But but I heard that. I said, man, that's beautiful. NPR is finally giving me some material. But the N-word for heavy people. I mean, when I was a kid, you used to call fat people all kind of words. Or like short people like me, you can call midget and all kinds of things. There was no
obese was kind.
Obese was kind, exactly right. Fatso or slob, blimp. People call blimp. Obese. I couldn't believe I heard that. I said, man, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. That's the best. Holy cow.
And I have to say before we continue that, I'm a little disappointed because I thought this was going to be like the Christmas episode of the show.
Oh, okay,
and I expected you to have like a turtleneck, have a roaring fire, maybe a couple of like snow bunnies.
You ruined a surprise. David Bowie's coming in later. We're going to sing Peace on Earth, me and him.
Okay, good.
Can it be? Speaking of, it's funny you said Christmas. The next topic does contain Christmas.
Perfect.
It's like you got the list ahead of time.
Yeah.
I was reading about this OnlyFans model who's renting herself out to guys who can't get a date for the holidays. So you can bring her home to your family and pretend that she's your girlfriend. For like 200, she'll stay for 2 hours. For 400, she'll stay for 4 hours. For 600, she'll stay for 6 hours, and she'll even like help mom do the dishes at the end of the thing. But renting out an OnlyFans, would you rent out an OnlyFans just to save yourself from embarrassment that you don't have a date?
Like in high school, like girls used to bring me home to their parents
just to scare,
just to like scare them.
that's-
Like I was the kid who was like, so maybe there's a market for me. Like maybe
there
there's
you go. We gotta get that
there's
going.
girls who still want to piss their parents off.
We gotta get Jim Corey, and that's the next thing. That's the next podcast. Jason goes home to people, the women's
That's
parents.
right.
It's the next podcast.
I'm looking for
Tell
a way
Jim
to.
Corey to write that down.
Just have the camera follow him.
Would you pay an OnlyFans model to come to your house and pretend you're your girlfriend?
No, that does not seem like an effective use of my
if you're going to pay
financial
women, you better
resources.
get something better than that.
Right. I don't get. I mean, it also implies that like your family doesn't really know much about your personal life if you're doing that, and it's
Well,
going
that's
to like
possible. You
work,
could be
but-
something. You can maybe not live in the same city.
right.
That is
No,
possible.
I'm not in favor. As you said, if I was going to spend my money on some sort of an escort, I might try to find different activity than just like sitting on the couch and watching football with the family and like showing what a great couple we are.
And what about the creepy uncle who comes for the holidays
Oh,
and is on her
right.
OnlyFans like he knows her?
Oh, there you
sure.
go. There you go.
Sure.
My luck, I'd pay the $600 and one of my cousins would end up banging her. You know what I mean?
There you go.
That would be my luck. One of my cousins would get a hand job in the basement. I'm still at the $600. That would be, but I can't imagine bringing a girl. Like, I think my family, they'd figure it out in a minute. They'd see me and they'd see this OnlyFans money.
Right,
Oh,
right.
somebody's getting paid. They put 2 and 2 together real quick. She wasn't with me. They'd see that going about 6 blocks down.
Right.
There's something's going on. There's some kind of practical joke. It's going on here.
My family's a pretty good handle on
Yeah, exactly.
me and my ability with women. So I don't think I'm going to fool them with any, no matter how much I pay in rental fees.
Yeah, but that's some pretty bad use of your money. I've seen throwing money away, but that's got to be right up there.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to and have people talk about behind my back. We think he's gay. I'd rather have him doing that than
There you go.
But
then you keep the money in your pocket.
maybe that's the target audience. Like, does your family think you're gay?
Oh,
Bring home an OnlyFans.
Dude, the family who thinks you're gay or weirdo, that I get why they're doing it, but I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of money to pay just to have a girl hang around, and you're not. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable what people do. It really is. But that's as crispy as this podcast gets. We don't get any more Christmassy than that. We don't do. This is another thing I want to talk to you guys. Do you believe these people who do these public marriage proposals? These big elaborate public marriage proposals. I mean, isn't that the dumbest thing? I mean, I don't drag you into my mistakes. Don't drag me into your mistakes. Do you like those public marriage proposals?
Like the ones in like the sports stadiums and,
Yeah,
and that kind of
or any
thing.
kind of thing where you do a public, like a restaurant in front of everybody. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy, right?
I think chicks dig that. Like I was married once upon a time. We went to Disney and we got engaged in the castle. And it wasn't like we tried to make it a public thing, but people kind of see what's going on.
Right.
And they like to be involved, and then they all want to see the ring. And then the girl's like,
But I understand the girls take it, but I'm thinking about the other people. Like when we're in the restaurant,
Right.
you're trying to watch a ball game, have a meal, and these people.
Right. If I'm like
proposing.
around it happening, I'm not like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't like my heart doesn't
Woo!
melt, and I don't,
High five.
Yeah.
Like, and you almost
no,
high five.
that's not my thing. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see why you're dragging other people into your tragic mistakes.
but I think it's because we're all like old angry guys.
Oh,
Like, I
angry
think that
comedians. Yeah, we were.
Yes.
chicks dig that.
You're
And
Here's her.
other girls in the
Oh,
crowd.
of
are
course
like,
they do.
"Ah."
Right. They would like,
And when and if you want to get laid, like she's like, oh, that was so romantic.
and
Oh, there
they
you
try
go.
to like one up each other and like, well, this, he did this. Well, how is, and they like talk to their friends about like how I'm going to do this, and it's a whole production, and it's like Mission Impossible, and because it's all secret, and then we've got to set this up, and but there's a camera here, and we got to do the whole thing. And it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the. I guess that's a reason number 1,000. I'm not getting laid is I don't like
Right.
public proposals. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Add that to the list. I don't like.
I mean, the
public-
last thing it should be, I think, if we all agree, is a private, intimate moment. You don't want that.
God,
No,
It's got to be.
no.
It's got to be public. It's got to be
I would have-
recorded.
Have it
It's
right
got to
out on the
be-
street. Have it on Instagram.
Yes.
And not that I should talk. I got my stupid face on the podcast every couple times a month, so I probably shouldn't talk. But I didn't get the public proposal. But you're probably right, Jason. It's something the other girls like it, and other girls like it. So I guess.
And
But,
and everything that a guy does, especially at that age, is to get laid. And even though you're really like you're getting married and you're really cutting off the flow, like she's gonna give you something special for that. Like you're gonna get, like, oh, that was so romantic. I'm gonna give you that forbidden love that you've only dreamed about.
So you're saying the skywriting was worth it?
Yeah.
The forbidden love.
Yeah.
To me, every love is forbidden. I've been on the forbidden list for love since I was in the birth canal, for Christ's sakes. And I'm always in the forbidden list for love. But whatever, it's fine. Now there goes the train taking us to comedy concentration camp again. Are we getting dragged off? Here's another thing I want to talk about. I mentioned McDonald's earlier, but I was reading there's a McDonald's in Tennessee that has a nativity scene in the McDonald's. And I was thinking this is kind of ironic because most McDonald's, you know, the barn, the stable where Jesus was born is actually more hygienic than most McDonald's. So do you think that's a place for a nativity scene in McDonald's? I mean, really, would you walk into McDonald's and there's a nativity scene set up in the corner?
Like it should be a burger, like King of Kings.
Yes.
Nativity scene.
Chi-Chi's. No, I mean, I guess, but it just struck me as hilarious that you would have like all of a sudden McDonald's is going to try to become spiritual. I mean, of all places, man.
But is it like, I would be great if it was like corporately sponsored and Joseph was Ronald and there's the three wise men or Grimace and Mayor McCheese.
There you go. That would be an awesome.
Yeah, that I would go. Like people would travel for that. No?
That would be an awesome nativity scene. But I guess it's just the stupid old Joseph and Mary, the old-fashioned kind. But I just thought that was hilarious. And people going in and you see the people who go to McDonald's. And sure. I'm one of them sometimes. So you see the people going to McDonald's. I mean, are they really interested in getting a spiritual moment? I've never seen anybody at McDonald's who looked overly religious.
Not really, no.
I mean, of course, if you're going to McDonald's, you need prayers. So maybe it's a good idea. Maybe there should be a minister on hand at most McDonald's.
Last rites, yeah.
And again, you know, this town in Tennessee might just be, you know, like
might be a Bible belt.
Those people are getting to church wherever they get.
That could be a Bible belt place. You're absolutely right about that. That could be, but I don't know. I just thought if you're having the fries and the shake and you look and there's Joseph and Mary, I don't know if it's quite the same mood, but what do I know? What the hell with me? My comments, the hell with that. Oh, I read about this in Texas. I don't know if you guys saw this in Texas. There's apparently a law. We are not allowed to own more than 6 dildos. You're not allowed to own, the maximum you can own technically is 6 dildos because anything over that is considered intent to distribute. And you're not allowed to sell sex toys without a license. So you're only allowed to own 6 dildos. And do you think there's people who actually have a problem with that? Like, oh, what the fuck? I'm only allowed to own 6? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the kind of person who would be fighting that law?
What about Sunday?
That's why you can't have a 7th. That's the Lord's Day.
There you go.
There will be no 7th-day dildos.
Right.
I mean, Texas is an interesting place. You got Austin, where all these hippies, and then you got other parts where you're not allowed to own only a certain amount of dildos.
Can you see like them coming in and raiding?
Yeah.
Go. We got dildos.
Right.
But I would like to have been there for the legislative session when they picked the number. They actually picked the exact numbers. Well, 5 is a little chintzy. 7 is way too much. We'll keep it 6. 6 will be enough, and they get there. You ain't going over the line with 6.
Right.
It's funny. You're allowed to have 47 guns, but you're only allowed to have 6 dildos.
Yeah, exactly.
6 dildos. You're only allowed to have. But you imagine getting arrested on that charge. You see him down. He had a 7 dildo. The neighbors don't invite him to the barbecues anymore. He has 7 dildos. He has no respect for any of our laws.
No.
Don't invite him.
When you wind up in jail, like, and people ask what you're there
for,
that dildo guy is really in trouble, and that dildo girl. Actually, might be really popular. If you're the dildo person in a jail cell, you might be really popular. You don't know that. You know, ding, ding, ding. There's the dildo guy. They're all lining up. He's the alpha in this cell. He's the dildo guy. He didn't care about the rules, man. He had 8, 9 dildos. he's like Al Capone. Been backing up. Ooh, let him in. High five of them in the halls. Dildo guy.
Right.
Yeah, the toughest guy. Well, you got to fight the dildo guy. You want to run this cell. You got to fight. You want to show you somebody. You got to fight the dildo guy.
Sick and tired of being hassled by the man. He's going to have as many dildos as he wants.
As many dildos as he wants.
People love him like Luigi. They really like, you gotta. This guy's breaking the rules. He's saying what we all want to say. We want more dildos.
The girls using the dildos are probably looking at Luigi's picture. That's the sad part. They're probably looking at Luigi's picture. I'm almost positive they're looking at Luigi's picture. So I was reading where the Hawk Tour girl, who we don't talk about enough, she put out a Bitcoin, and it immediately tanked. And the people who bought stock in and bought it were furious. I'm thinking, what did you think was going to happen when you were buying a financial from the Hawk Tour girl? Did you think it was going to go good? Would you look at the Hawk Tour girl for financial guidance?
No, I mean, I admire her comedy career because she, of course, has a successful podcast.
Oh, of course, everybody's got a podcast.
But no, I would not go to her for financial advice. No.
She was putting out a financial product. We got to get on that.
No, but meanwhile, she's got like the girl who's charging $600 to go to your Christmas party. She's got nothing on Hawk Tour.
Oh, there's no.
Right.
If anybody ever jumped on a moment and jumped on an opportunity, it's the Hawk Tour girl. I mean, there were people.
Although I understand she did recommend no load mutual fund.
Perfect.
Just spit on those things.
Yeah, Hawk Tour. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, she took her moment and ran with it. Most people, your ship comes in, sometimes you miss it. She didn't. She jumped on that opportunity with both feet.
It's a lot more than 15 minutes.
Holy cow!
And she's got to have someone advising her somehow, because she turned down Playboy, and you go, what a stupid thing. Like, I don't know where Playboy even is anymore, but what a stupid thing. Like, you're famous for this, do Playboy, but she's like, no, I'm not even going to be naked. I'm going to make up fake currency.
Exactly.
Right. Fake currency.
Fake. That's the world you live in. All you got to do is make a blowjob joke, and you get to put out your own currency. You imagine if you could travel back in time and tell Alexander Hamilton, Alexander, listen, there's going to be girls in the future. They're going to make jokes about blowjob. Then they're putting out their own currency.
Yeah.
He'd probably have a heart attack. That's all you got to do. Just make one blowjob joke, and you're making your own currency. You're throwing out the ball. She threw a ball at it at the Mets game. Threw the first pitch.
Was it a
spitball?
Sorry. That's
There
too
we
easy.
go. Boom. Couldn't miss that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the Hawk Tour girl, she's better at marketing than me. I'm doing American Legions and VFWs.
Moose Lodges, Elks
Yeah,
Club.
exactly. The Hawk Tour girls all over the place. I wish I got to call and see if I can get her manager to
You should be issuing your own currency.
Imagine a $3 bill with my face on it.
McGonigal.
There you go.
That would be awesome. That would be hilarious. People beating on my door because I cheated them. That would be hilarious.
I can't believe this tanked.
I can't believe it seemed like such a sound financial investment. $100. Oh my God. That's another thing Jim Corhan has to get on. A couple notes for him tonight for Jim Corhan.
Make a note of that.
Yeah, we're coming up with all kind of brainstorms to bankrupt this enterprise. We'll think of a few. So I was reading where in Australia they have this thing called slapping therapy, where you go to like therapists who slap you and you tell them your problems and they slap you. Slapping therapy. I could back in the 70s they called that good parenting. Would you go to a slap therapist? Would you go to get slapped? I already know I'm a loser. I don't need someone to slap me on top of it. I'm well aware.
Right.
I'm well aware of all my foils without getting hit. Would you go to a slapping?
Is she hot?
I don't even know if it's.
Is she wearing heels?
To come and have Christmas with my family?
I don't even know if it's women. I think it might be guys and women. It might be. I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think it's just slapping therapy from what I read. Just to. That's your therapy. Instead of going to a psychiatrist, they slap some sense into you.
I have the same attitude as I do maybe about like satisfying my sexual needs. I would just do it myself. If I need to, like, it's not that like I'm not going to pay someone to do it. That's like,
I mean, I've had women slap me after I paid them, but it was a whole different thing. But not necessarily in the face, other parts of my body, but which was kind of nice. But I don't know about slapping therapy. That sounds a bit much to me. I mean, you could just you can just go right around the car with John Kensel and listen to him and his therapy.
It also seems like kind of against the grain of like modern like society where we're like going to more touchy-feely and more like away from that sort of thing. So it seems like an interesting.
But it's Australia.
It's Australia.
Isn't everything the reverse in Australia?
Yeah, it's the opposite. You're right. The water goes down, the drain the other way. Yeah.
So, but Slapping therapy. I don't know. I mean, you could just sit through a podcast. That's more painful than getting slapped, I think. And that's just slap. Sit through one of these boring podcasts. The McGonigal podcast is twice a month. We'll slap some sense in you. We'll make you solve your problems.
There's the promo clip.
There's the promo
Well, you need
clip.
the slapping therapy to stay to make it to the end of the podcast, because otherwise you'll fall asleep.
Exactly. I'm going to pour some water on my head to keep myself awake at the end of this podcast.
But I think like that's like what therapy is anyway. Like you go in and you dredge up like emotional pain, and they're like, look, we're just gonna cut out. Like it takes a long time to get to your emotional pain.
Right.
I'll just give you some physical pain. And now you're like, now you're not concerned about
like,
your parents
if you like in therapy and you like suddenly start crying, it's a major breakthrough. So if you can just get there much quicker, if you just start slapping the person, right?
Exactly. But it's just amazing to me that what people will pay for. They'll pay for the OnlyFans woman. They'll pay to get slapped. I mean, everybody's
they'll pay for Hucktua's Bitcoin or whatever.
I gotta find a way to get in on these stupid people who are giving money away. I got to come up with some gimmick.
Yeah.
Hire myself. I should have hired myself out as a Christmas elf for December. I missed the boat again.
That reminds me of on a personal note, we were talking about the Northeast Comedy Cabaret earlier. Many years ago, I used to run that cabaret open mic, and I kind of wrote my own little one act play of like a Christmas Carol. When I say wrote, I kind of just like, stole the idea and added like characters from the open mic and had like the three ghosts and like whatever. And I based it on Ebenezer Splooge, because I was writing very highbrow stuff back then. I'm very proud of that.
And you had Mayo doing one of the voices.
And different people doing voices from the back, and like a little one act play. And then, of course, you came on as Tiny Tim at the end.
Because I remember the bit was you were saying, I wish we had a way to end this.
Yes.
And I just walked on stage and said, God bless us, everyone.
And it was perfect. Yes.
I remember when I was in 8th grade, our 8th grade play, they were doing Christmas Carol.
Yes.
And of course the casting, and everybody just pointed at me and said, and I wanted no part of it, but everybody just it was like acclamation. I was going to be Tiny Tim.
Right. You didn't have a choice in it.
No,
you were drafted, basically.
I was drafted to play Tiny Tim, which I don't even think is legal. You can draft somebody for Tiny Tim, but they did. And I was forced to play,
anyway.
I was forced to play Tiny Tim against my my first stage performance was against my will.
Wow. That's interesting.
Under protest.
But that started it all. It was from that moment that you got the bug.
And I was I blanked. I don't even remember the performance of the play. I think I just blanked it out. I must have been so bad that I can't even. I remember the lead up, but I swear I don't remember because I must have. It must have been hard. I could have used some slapping therapy.
Apparently,
we had that in Catholic school, and so maybe I did get slapped. Maybe that's what
they didn't call it that, but
they didn't call it that. But it was the same thing. They called it putting the fear of God in you back then when our sisters would do, and they would. One time, Sister Inez had for laughing in church, beat my head against this big brick wall. I must have had a concussion.
Wow.
I mean, it was one of those old school buildings. It was built back in the 1920s. You know,
with the asbestos in the ceiling, and
the walls are big, thick walls, and beat my head. I mean, I was seeing stars. But
I had a nun push me down a set of marble steps, down like 12, like a half a flight. Like she was like I had to move my desk into the hall because I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. And then she started like poking me in the chest, and the whole thing just went careening backwards and skidded down a whole flight of steps. And you didn't tell your parents, right? Because you'd have got it worse at home. Like if you went home and said, the nun beat
of course I didn't say a word.
No.
I didn't say a word.
Those were, I'm guessing, beautiful, ornate Italian marble steps. They were paid for by the wealth of the Catholic.
Absolutely.
With a big statue of Mary at the landing.
He was the original Nancy Pelosi falling down marble steps. But we had the old school Catholic slapping therapy back in those days. They didn't fool around. They'd knock you straight out. Holy cow. So I came out the other day. There's a woman accusing Jay-Z of being in on Puff Daddy's abuses. Did you see that? She filed a lawsuit saying that Jay-Z was in on it.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't see that? Yeah, I know. I was going to say Jay-Z. I was thinking we finally have two rappers who aren't shooting each other, but they're breaking more laws. They're committing even more crimes, even though they're not shooting each other. You can't win. You can't win. I guess you dumbfounded that Jay-Z might have been in on it.
Well, are you sure they didn't shoot each other? Like sometimes, even if there's a girl involved, two guys, there's misfires, friendly fire.
They might have, but I mean, But is anybody shocked? I was surprised at the beginning when Jay-Z wasn't immediately dragged into it. That it took this long for him to get dragged. I figured he was going to be the first one. I mean, you're not sure. The way I know, Roger, you follow the rap community like I do.
I'm a maven of the rap community.
Order like a hawk, like I
Yes.
am on top of all that.
I wasn't that surprised, but I didn't. I did kind of think that Jay-Z was more like, quote, like whatever, not as much of a gangsta type person or more legit. But that's just my very cursory view of the rap scene, which I know nothing. I openly will say I know nothing about.
Especially when he used to brag about being a crack dealer. I think you really knew nothing about rapping.
Right.
You didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, who was? I'd be surprised if they all didn't, and if they all weren't dragged into it. Every rapper, and I don't know. I can't see who missed out on it. They were all in on it. But
yeah, the fact that more hasn't come out, right?
Because
there were so many. You know, it was who's the other one? The crazy one with the shoes. Who's the Kardashian boyfriend?
Oh, yeah. Ray J or something? No, was it Ray J? Or
Ray J too, but the bigger Kanye.
Like
Kanye, sorry. You know what I mean? Like Kanye was.
You would think he'd be exactly. There's a name. You're right. I can't believe his name hasn't been in it yet. All these guys, it's amazing. And the best one when this news came out last week, Jay-Z was saying, "Well, I have a young daughter who has to read this." Like Jay-Z ever cared about anybody else's kids when he was putting out that fucking bitch.
Right.
You know, all of a sudden he's worried about the youth of America.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is very, very doesn't want any youth to get a bad impression. Guarding our youth, Jay-Z. Just the guy that look out for kids.
Yes.
Jay-Z. But I'm waiting. So it is amazing that it hasn't all come out. Somebody must be holding this up because there must be like some government, but just like with Epstein, there must be so many important names on the list that they're finding a way to hide it.
Yeah.
It must be. It's the only thing, because why wouldn't more come out? It doesn't make any sense. Why more wouldn't come out? It doesn't make it. Well, that's our rap portion of the evening, folks. If we don't look like a rap panel, I've never seen one.
Yeah, I want to just abstain. I just want to go.
A lot of people mistake me for Charlemagne the God, so I understand why we be talking.
I have a quick. Jason was talking about shooting and missing. Do you have anything about the shooting at Dilworth Park?
No, because there's so many shootings in Philadelphia. I just get tired of writing local shooting jokes. What do you have?
Well, I just thought it was interesting that it was at a skating rink. So an outdoor skating rink. And what I didn't know, it's Philly is such a rough town that not only do they rent skates, they rent handguns too. But they don't actually rent sticks and pucks. That would be too dangerous. They don't, that would be too dangerous. But the shooting at the Dilworth Park.
But did anybody say they had it coming, like the healthcare exec?
I'm sure they
had
did.
It coming.
I'm just impressed if you can actually like skate and shoot. Isn't that like an Olympic event? Isn't that like
it is?
If you can do that, I mean, that's not easy to do.
If Philadelphia ever gets an Olympic team, I even wanted to shoot any skaters since Rocky took Adrian out on the skate. That's the last time I wanted to shoot an ice skater. Ever since then, I haven't.
Right.
But you know what? Maybe Philly really is preparing to create the next Olympians because they banned ski masks.
That's right.
Unless you have skis and ski poles. So they basically weaponize the guys with ski masks.
Maybe Sherelle Parker's doing a whole thing undercover to get the next Winter Olympics. You're right. That could very possibly be true. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. That'd be great to have the Olympics in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We already had the Pope and we had the NFL draft. So why wouldn't we have the Olympics? I was reading today where there's a lot of Walmarts around the country now. They're equipping their employees with body cams. Employees to walk around body cams, and I was thinking that's a good idea because there's no way Walmart employees would ever abuse that. The type of upstanding employees who work for Walmart that wouldn't get abused by wearing a body cam.
Right,
that's a great idea.
Right,
they look like the type of people I'd want going around filming somebody.
Yeah,
the Walmart employees.
Isn't that whole genre of like video is like people and pictures of people at Walmart, like, and that's just, so now they're just going to have like permanently filming people all the time.
But what are they like? Police wear body cams to protect themselves too, like from lawsuits and everything. Like, what are the Walmart employees up to? They have to wear body cams. Are they protecting Walmart? Are they protecting themselves? Or are they
from like Black Friday shoppers? That doesn't make sense.
That amazed me. Why would they need body cams to work at Walmart? I was thinking deodorant. I would hand them deodorant. Maybe the
Yeah.
body cams. I don't know. Would you?
Do you think it's so they'll do their jobs? Because I've
Oh,
no, like,
maybe.
I've gone to Walmart and
Yeah,
I've been like,
yeah.
do
Right.
you know where this is? And the guy's just gone, no.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And it's like, it's kind of your job to say, you know, like, I'll find out. Or
So
I'll,
it's,
you
you're
know.
saying it's like one of those things where like someone calls this call is being recorded because like they're, you know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, that
quality
could
control.
be.
They can actually see
Well,
how
then-
you're
then
doing the
now I
job.
can see if they're actually spying on the employees themselves. That makes it because that's the same thing at Target. You go and you ask somebody a question, they don't want to answer you.
Right. So now they'll at least have proof. Like I asked that guy, check his camera, which is what the police turned into too, right?
You're
Although,
right.
as you know, with the police, and you're saying the Walmart employees are going to be just as like irresponsible with it. Like half the time when there's an incident with the police,
Oh.
doesn't it seem like the body camera wasn't turned
Yeah,
on? That's
we
like the
did-
first thing they said.
it-
Oh, by the way, his body camera wasn't turned on.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
The cop who shot the guy 6 times, his body camera just went out.
Right,
The
right.
battery just died.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing. It's amazing. We don't know how that happened. So let me ask you guys, how big is the TV you have in your house?
Like I have like a small, like a 48-inch.
Oh, that's
which
small?
is like that's small now.
Yeah, yeah. How about you? How about-
Well, first of all, I always believe that it's not really so much the size of it; it's more what you do with it. Sorry,
It's all different stuff, yeah.
I don't know the number. It's like probably the same. It's not super. It's not like wall size. It's about the size of
Like-
our monitor or
Like
this one. right there.
Maybe
Yeah,
mine
about
is
that.
a little
Yeah.
smaller.
I'm old school, I guess. I'm behind it. So I have a 32-inch TV. Which
Like a square one?
32
RCA console.
You still have like you've got like a rectangle.
With the rabbit ears?
No, it's a flat screen like this, but it's 32.
All right.
It's 32
That's-
inches. But
Not that big.
now I don't have cable, so I have just an indoor antenna. When I get the feed straight from the TV stations.
Okay.
So the other day, every once in a while, you rescan just to pick up more channels.
Yes.
When I rescanned, apparently the transmission they're sending out now is formatted for a larger television. So when it gives it now, I'm watching something at my 32, half the stuff, like I'm watching football.
Right.
And when they hit the score, you can't see the score.
Oh no! This literally happened to me last night. My TV's bigger, but it's not set up for the new high def whatever. And I'm watching the game of Monday Night Football, and I'm seeing only a partial score of the other game. Like I'm watching the Vikings Bears game, and I'm seeing a partial score because they have it in the top corner of the Falcons Raiders game, and the score on the bottom I cannot see at all.
I can't,
So yes,
I can't see it at all.
I'm
I
totally
am not like that
with you
like,
on this.
technology
I'm
advanced.
not
but
either.
there is a setting, like no matter how old your TV is, there's a setting for like 720p, 1040. Like if you go into settings,
Oh, really?
you just have to adjust the setting
Wow.
so it matches.
That I mean,
your TV.
I agree, but what I found is when I do this is fascinating for the
Oh, no, it's
but is
fascinating.
that like you can get it so I could see the score, but then I would have like black, like the screen. It doesn't fill the screen like properly.
Oh,
It's like
oh,
there's
oh.
like
Black
black
bar at the side,
bars
just-
on the side,
God,
and,
that's
and
bad
the,
too.
the picture's smaller, so you can do it that way and see the score.
But-
But then your picture's smaller.
But I'm watching the news and the top of the anchorman's head's cut off and the hairline is cut off. I'm watching a basketball game and the score. You can't watch a basketball game without the score.
Right.
The score changes so much.
Of course, you and I are old enough to remember that we used to watch sports. The score was not on the
Oh,
screen the whole time.
absolutely.
But only when they went to commercial, or the announcer would tell you the score. Now I'm just like I'm so used to it that
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Now you can't do it.
Yeah.
Even a football game, like you turn it on and you're so used to looking for the score and how much time's left.
right.
If you don't know how much time's left, you're lost because you don't know how much they didn't used to. You're right.
Plus,
back
you
in the
got your
day.
DraftKings and your FanDuel. You've got to have that score at all times.
But I'm thinking, because I just rescanned Saturday, and that's when it started. I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting there now. I really feel like I'm behind. I knew I was behind the times, but now I can't even watch. But now that Jason told me that, I may try that tonight. I may go on
go
my
to your
settings.
or decorate that area. Like if the top of the
Yes, you
newscaster's
could do
head is
that.
cut
You
off,
could do that.
put a little hat up there. So
Right.
they've got a
There
hat
you
on
go.
it.
I might put my little hat right on top. That's perfect. That's
Just
perfect.
draw a little thing with scores. You can change the numbers yourself.
Like I was flipping around, there was a rerun of Night Court from the 80s, and Bull's entire head was cut off. I remember Bull, the little tall
Yeah,
guy, he wasn't in
right.
the picture at all. Everybody else talking, and
Right,
you
right.
just see Bull from the neck down.
Interesting. But you're telling me you don't have like any cable. You don't have like ESPN or
Nope, I just have an indoor. I got rid of it's got to be almost 5 years now. I dropped my
Okay.
care. I just got tired of paying that bill.
Sure.
I mean, everybody like you.
but it's hard to be a sports fan
Oh, it
and not,
is.
and
It's
not
really hard to be a sports fan without cable.
because
But
you
I
don't have
just,
Comcast either. Right?
No, I don't.
The
The
Comcast
Phillies,
Philly.
I listen to the Phillies on the radio. There's like 15 games a year.
You listen
right
to the Phillies
TV.
on the radio. Okay.
I'm looking for By Sam when I turn the radio on, but
Yeah.
he's never there. I'm looking for Bill Campbell.
Yeah.
But no, I just refused. I just got done
Okay.
with paying that cable. I couldn't pay it anymore.
I understand.
But I got one of those, and it looks like this cheap little piece of plastic, but it works great. I get like 45 channels and the picture, beautiful picture, but I'm not paying that cable
I'm
again.
sure the audience is loving it. But
Oh.
do you have any streaming? Do you have Netflix? Do you have
No
Hulu?
streaming. I'll go on my
You just
computer
have an
and
antenna.
I'll watch those free streaming services like Tubi and Plex, which are free.
Right.
I'll watch them, but I don't pay for Netflix or anything. No cable, no net, no. I don't pay for any streaming.
Like, I guess it's like if you only have a 32-inch TV, it's probably not that big of a deal. But those free things you can get on your TV, even your old 32-inch TV, like that Tubi, and
you could. You had to set up a router and everything, right, to get on your TV. I think. I'm not sure either, but I mean, I watch them on my computer. I don't have anybody watch movies on there on the Chubby, and Chubby saved my life because thank God that it's these free movies you can watch and they're uncut. So I sit there and watch them on my computer screen, and I love it. I mean, I'm not paying. I feel like I'm cheap.
You feel like you're getting.
I feel like it's getting something for free. And this old TV show, I'm watching old Columbo.
It's basically UHF.
I'm just picturing at home, like listening to his games on the radio and like watching like Car 54. Where are you?
I love the old nostalgia channels, TV and
yes.
Antenna TV, Get TV. I love. There was a Quincy on last night. I was like, "Woo, Quincy's on!"
There you go.
I love that. I feel like you said, I'm not paying. I'm watching something, and I'm not.
I can see why you're not hiring the OnlyFans girl for that to come home and watch.
I'm so cheap. As long as I'm not paying, I'm happy. Anything I can get free, I might get something free. I'm the happiest guy. I'm the cheapest Irish Mick you've ever met. I'm so cheap. It's back in my drinking days. I used to throw money like a dummy, and it's like a 180 now. I'm completely the opposite of what I used to be. And people wouldn't recognize me and knew me back then. I would throw money away at a bar. Wouldn't even know what the hell I was watching. But I'll have to try that settings thing that Jason, this young person, Jason.
Yes.
That got me a teenager here to explain it to me.
Yes.
That's how old I am. Jason is like, Jason is a millennial to me.
Right.
I'm so old. So did you guys hear the tragic news? It really was upsetting. Ellen DeGeneres moved to England. She left America. Ellen said she's never coming back. Jason, do you think you'll ever get over that? Ellen moving out of the country?
I didn't know that she still lived in the country. Like, what's Ellen been doing? Like, she could have been gone for the last 4 or 5 years. Done
with she Pontius Pilate America. She's out of here. She's living in England, jolly old England, where the ruling class never exploit anybody in England.
No,
they treat the working class so well in England for centuries.
She's not known for treating the working class very well either, right?
She'll fit right in. She might actually be meaner than Camilla Bowles. Camilla Bowles partner.
I think so.
Yeah, she looks like a Princess Di kind of.
She does.
British monarchy kind of
snob.
Yeah.
But I mean, but what a blow to America to lose Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, what a blow to comedy.
Next.
What a blow. The amazing thing is, when she was on in the afternoon, if you would watch her show and then watch Jimmy Fallon at night, it was like the same show, literally almost the same show.
Okay.
That was like the silliness and the fawning over every guest. It's like
I just remember the dancing. Person. They did like a opening thing of like dancing for like 90 seconds.
He would do this dancing. Yeah. I don't know. I
didn't watch the show, but I remember hearing about that they had. Whatever.
I saw it a couple of times, and it was just ridiculous. But somehow we'll have to move forward.
Yes,
America, and live without Ellen, for God's sakes. We'll have to try to get along without the great Ellen DeGeneres. We'll one day at a time.
Stick together, we can do it.
Did she press release that? She
told us it got out. I mean, I'm sure she wanted it to get out. Yeah. She definitely she was telling you, screw you, I'm not coming back.
I'm hearing a lot of things from say maybe Trump supporters. They're saying well, so and so you said you're going to leave the country, and I assume she did say she would, but I'm also hearing about people that I don't think ever did announce.
Maybe
Springsteen going to leave. I don't think he ever said he's
no, I don't think so.
He's not going to leave the country.
He's not leaving Jersey, for God's sakes. No. He's never leaving Jersey. So I was reading where over in Australia, they're thinking about passing a law where under 16, you're not allowed on social media. You have to be over 16. And I think the rule should be over 16, you should be on. So you should be get a real life and not be on social media.
They have it backwards, right?
That's who it should be for young, stupid people. It should be for people with mortgages and jobs. They shouldn't be on there.
No.
You should see how much time I waste on there. For God's sakes, on that social. Not as much as John Kensel. No, but nobody in North America wastes as much time on there. That's why nobody in Northeast Philly can get a plumbing job done. John's on Instagram. John, the old lady with flooded basements all over the place.
Right.
John's on Facebook.
Should you get the majority of this list from like Australia News? I noticed we're back.
It is a second
Channel 7. Channel 7.
Single-handedly keeping Australia media.
He gets that on his TV.
Exactly. He scanned the channels, and now he's got an Australian news and entertainment show that comes.
I'm closing with a Paul Hogan update. Where are they now? We're doing a Paul Hogan. But what do you think? Social media, shouldn't it be older people who should stay off that thing? You get to a certain point, you should be too old for that nonsense.
I think so, right? I restrict myself to like Facebook, which is I thought for like old people. So I don't. Yes, but I agree.
It is now. It became for old people. It did that. That's what's sad.
Right.
That's what you do.
I don't do the Instagram and the other. Other.
Well, Instagram. I love Instagram because it's for perverts like me who are too cheap to pay for OnlyFans. So you follow the bikini girls on Instagram.
Oh, okay. I should look into that then. Yes.
Yeah, you should definitely get on there. Because I can send you some pages to follow because some of these girls are unbelievable, just flat out tramps.
And then again, because you're not so good with the technology, after you get the name from Instagram, you can look them up on the internet and find their naked pictures anyway, and not have to pay for it.
There you go. See, that's for
work
cheap.
Smarter, not harder.
Cheap. I never work smarter either. I don't do either. I work cheap. Anything cheap. I feel like I'm getting away with something. If I get 9 innings of a baseball game on the radio and I didn't have to pay for it, I win. I pay for nothing. I'm cheap. I won't pay. So are you one of these crazy people, and I think they're crazy, who actually want a white Christmas? Would you want a white Christmas? To me, that any kind of snow, any time of year is awful. I hate snow. Would you want a white Christmas?
Oh, snow, like not in a racially ambiguous kind of way.
Well, listen, I grew up with a white Christmas. Would you want snow anytime?
No,
I never want snow. It must be it must be brutal. I didn't the places like rural places like Medford. Did you get snowed in? Is it hard to get out? Seriously,
we do not get snowed in. No.
Do they come around and plow? Are they pretty good with that? The municipality, your local
yes. I thought I'm thinking of like a cabin, and like the snow is like 8 feet. Like we don't get it barely snows at all nowadays. But.
Well, that's
yes,
true.
As far as the rural, you're saying like the side streets and stuff. Yes, sometimes they take a day or two to get around, but we don't get enough snow that it's a problem. It's like 3 or 4 inches. I know they cancel school and they act like, oh my God, it's a weather alert. It's a snowmageddon, snow, whatever. And
polar blast or
make
whatever they say.
Sound a lot more dangerous than it is, but. Right, I don't have
a bomb cyclone. But
I wouldn't mind a white Christmas. But I'm not saying I'm like hoping
people
for it.
People say white Christmas, it would be so great, and I think I could do without a white Christmas. I don't know that I need a goddamn white Christmas.
Again, I think on the Australian news site they probably glamorize it.
Yes, right.
But I think very rare. People who live in the Northeast United States,
they get no snow in Australia, from what I'm hearing on my ham radio when I'm talking to the guys over there. You don't pay for ham radios, do you? I mean, once you get it, you just have to hook it up, put the earphones on.
Right.
I might get one. It's free.
I think that's right.
It's only anything is a one-time place, no subscription. I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in.
So your antenna TV, your ham radio, rural Medford, New Jersey, where apparently the plows don't come through.
This is a really exciting show for young people.
They come
tonight.
through. They just don't go to the neighborhood streets. The first, within the first.
Not out of the woods.
Right.
I didn't want to get to this, but I guess we'll have to get to this. The Joe Biden pardons. Joe Biden was pardoned. He pardoned like 1,500 people in one day. It was like the single biggest act of clemency in history.
Yes.
And I would have, had I known, I would have tried to get excused for some of my VFW performances, for some of my American Legion shows.
The statute of limitations is still
all
an
those
issue.
Pickle Man shows. I could have got a pardon. Nobody told me.
There are some crimes that are just too serious.
Even he was pardoning that judge, but he wouldn't pardon me. Is there anything you'd like to get pardoned for? Had you known, would you contact Biden and say, listen, you couldn't have got me off of this? Running that comedy cabaret open mic, that was something you could pardon.
Yes, that was almost criminal. You're right. I should have appealed for a pardon, a blanket pardon.
Don't you wish you had known about this? That they were giving out pardons?
I don't know that I want to talk about the things that I want to get pardoned for.
Right.
Because I even think saying that I don't want to talk about the things is going to come back and bite
That
me
very well could.
Right.
when I Luigi Mangione someone.
Right.
That very well could.
Ask for a
Holy
preemptive
cow.
preemptive pardon. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be bad. That could be, but I wish I had known. There were so many things in my life, so many of my blackout drunk. When I wake up drunk and not know where my car is, I wish I could get a pardon for that. there's so many things in my life. Why go into that sentence? Why go into that sentence of all the things I'd want to pardon for? It's too late now. Thanks a lot, Joe. You couldn't pardon a fellow Irish Catholic. You couldn't help me out.
Yeah.
Amazing, a guy as senile as Biden remembered all those pardons. You wouldn't think he'd be the last guy.
No.
He'd forget all the pardons.
Right. Well, in this case, he just forgot that he said he would not pardon his son.
He forgot.
That.
You had to excuse him. His senility kicked in.
Yeah.
At a convenient time.
Right.
His senility kicked in. So we were talking about the girls on Instagram and these influencer girls. Did you read about the girl? She was in Hawaii and she was on a beach and she was doing a yoga for not Hawaii, it's Thailand. She was in Thailand.
Okay.
And she was doing her yoga and filming it. And she was going to put it on her Instagram and everything. Yes. And she got swept away by a wave.
I did not
tragically, she died. But I mean, we were talking about the CEO of the healthcare who had it coming. Maybe, I don't want to say she had it coming, but you're out there. You're on a beach in Thailand. Right. You're not even paying attention. You're thinking about your cam. Maybe,
Did she at least get the footage?
Because
that's
right.
That's the thing. I don't even know if they got the footage. It would be like a horny Blair Witch Project if they got the footage. It would be awesome.
But it's all about getting likes. She's like, I got so many likes when I got swept away.
Exactly. I mean, I'm embarrassed. That's what I'm constantly doing with the podcast. I'm constantly looking for how many likes did I get? It's embarrassing at my age. Well, everything at my age is embarrassing.
Everything.
But the girl got swept away, and I was thinking, do you have that much sympathy for her? I mean, she's out there. One less influencer. We're gonna miss it. We got so many influencers.
I mean, it's probably her own fault. She should have been in like tree pose, because then I think she would have been like, instead of, you got to be careful and
like downward dog. That wave just carries, right?
I mean, or like warrior pose, you'd be like, look how dramatic that would be if you got that on video.
My thing is, these influencers, who are they Are they actually influencing people? Or they're actually, I mean, that's the scary thing, that they might actually have influence. Do you know anybody who's really influenced but watches a cam girl and say, you know what, I got to start doing what she's doing. She's got to have the same people who are buying Hawk to big coins, I guess.
I don't know if they're influenced, but I definitely know people that like watch them and like talk about them, like the YouTubers and whatever that, whether they're influencers, but they're
so we're live right now.
And we influence anybody? I hope not.
Whoever's watching you right now could be easily influenced. Let's get them to do something.
To get rid of their cable and listen to baseball on the radio.
Get the ham radio.
Listen to baseball on the radio like the old time days.
Pick the pictures in your head.
Yes.
It's theater of the mind, they used to tell when we were kids.
Right.
Theater of the damn mind. But that amazed me. That amazed me that the girl got swept away, and it wasn't even that. How many people could have felt sorry? Not that it should have happened to her. I'm not saying that, but I mean, we are gonna miss. We're gonna miss an influencer less than we're gonna miss Ellen. Someone did this morning. We're gonna miss the influencer. I think
we've come full circle. Like murder is wrong, but
yes,
influencers getting sucked out to sea is
wrong when we do it, but when a wave does it, when nature does it,
right?
That's nature's way of straightening things out.
Isn't that what it's about? Like finding your center, finding your become one with nature, and like she literally
did. That's fantastic.
Water eventually finds its own level. It rose to the level and got hurt. That's what happens.
Very true. They
find that level of mediocrity that she was doing.
Namaste. Yes.
We were talking about Catholic earlier. So I go to church a couple of weeks ago. I go to church, and on the back, the table in the back of the church, they got the annual free calendars that the church gives out. So at the end of Mass, I'm going to get me a calendar because, again, free. Anything free, that's for me. So I get my gloves because it's cold. I get my gloves on. I get home. I look. I accidentally picked up 3 calendars. So I took 3 by mistake. So now I feel like I'm stealing from the church. So I had to go back the next week, and I had to sneak 2 of them back on the table. I didn't want to be stealing from the church. I got enough sins.
And you didn't want to ask Biden for a pardon.
No, I go in. I'm looking around. I want to make sure nobody sees me sneaking the calendars back where they belong.
Sneaking the calendars back.
Because you've kind of alluded to how cheap you are, that you would have held on to them because 7 years from now, that calendar would have been good.
Exactly.
And then 7 more years, you could have been covered for the rest of your life.
Exactly. There's that, but I get enough problems. And that's the thing I need is God mad at me. I get enough people. I got all the people watching this podcast pissed off at me. I don't need God. I don't need that kind of karma that I'm stealing from the church. That will be the last thing I need. The absolute last thing I need is that kind of karma that I'm stealing from the church.
What do you write on your calendars?
I don't.
Yeah, like why do you need it? Like why do you have a paper count? Like do you circle
all those important comedy dates?
It was free. That's the only reason I wouldn't.
Like the calendar's in your phone.
I know. I wouldn't need it except they're giving it away for free. So why wouldn't I take one?
Right.
That's literally the only reason I took it. It's because it's free. Then I find out that I got 3 of them. I sneak 2 back. Look at that. The cloud. There is a cloud. It's at 59:32. So we're almost done. Folks, it's almost over. I feel like a hostage video. It's almost over. I promise you, it's almost over. Real quick, the Menendez brothers. What do you guys think? Should they get out? Are you in favor of the Menendez brothers getting out or not? What do you think?
Not real. No, I mean,
Did their parents have it coming like the CEO of healthcare?
Right. The old joke about their defense was, hey, we're orphans. But yeah, I haven't. I learned about the Menendez trial from years ago, and apparently it's popular again because there's some show or something. Which
there was a documentary, then there was a docudrama.
So I'm hearing young people talk about the Menendez who I wouldn't expect them to even know about it. But I haven't followed any new things. But I would say no.
But there was a DA,
to answer your question, but I'm not following the kind of current.
There was a
Menendez
DA
story.
who was going to release him.
Okay.
But then he lost for re-election last month. So now they don't know if the new DA. There was a bunch of Menendez brothers fans on the internet, having a panic, going, "Oh, we got this new DA. He's not going to free them." That's all they're thinking about. But not that he's going to clean up crime in Los Angeles.
He's
going to free the Menendez brothers. So there's a big panic among the online Menendez. Same people who were buying Hawk Tour Bitcoins, I think, are cheering for the Menendez brothers. But what do you think?
Well, the Menendez brothers had the same thing that Luigi had, right? Like they were the good-looking guys, and all these girls wanted them to get off back then, and now they're bringing it. Have you seen them? I haven't seen what they look like now.
One guy's bald, the one guy now is totally bald.
All right,
but
they're showing the old footage, and now these new group of young girls are like, "Oh, they're cute."
These guys are these guys would be in their mid-50s at this point. Yeah. So no. Ladies, it's like watching this podcast.
I was going to say, guys in their mid-50s can be good looking.
No,
it's theoretically possible.
Yeah, theoretically.
Maybe not at this table.
No, definitely not at this table. Well, listen, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I apologize for my mediocrity, as always. I want to thank the 2 guests tonight were great. Jason Hazelwood, do you have anything to plug?
New Year's Eve, I'll be performing in front of my bathroom mirror like I do every year. But no, no, thank you.
Jason, anything to plug? Jason
actually
is a co-host of Drunken and Gaming right here on the Media Train Wreck. I should have said that up front. I apologize, Jason.
No, that's fine. But I'm also going to be opening for Roger in his bathroom.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Your podcast,
Twin bill.
Drunken and Gaming, right?
Drunken
Jason
and Gaming.
and Darren Martinez. It's a great podcast or video cast, whatever we call it. Whatever the kids are calling it nowadays.
We're influencers.
You're influencers. Jason and Darren, the sexiest influencer you've ever seen, Jason and Darren. So tune in for that. Folks, I got some dates coming up. You can check out my Facebook. If there's any bookers out there, wouldn't kill you to book Ed McGonigal. That's all I'm saying.
Or Jason Hazelwood.
There you go. Book
or Roger
Wouldn't kill you to book some old man. Wouldn't kill you to book old man. Folks, for everybody, for Ed, who did a great job filling in for Jim, and had a fantastic job, for the great Jim Corrigan and old Roger and Jason. Thanks. We'll see you in the next dumb episode. Thanks a lot, folks.